You know, there was a time when the internet was free and people created just for the sake of creating. Those were interesting times, weren't they? And then Patreon comes along and mindfucks people. I remember Mr. Beneker, at the time he went by the name of Internet Aristocrat, and he was making fun of Patreon, saying that it's a website where you pay people to exist. A lot of left-wing social justice activists would get their fundings directly from Patreon. If memory serves, Brianna Wu made like $16,000 a month or something like that, right? And so right-wingers wanting to compete, well, like, okay, well, we gotta get funding as well. And so a lot of political commentary channels also started Patreons. Mr. Medicare eventually cocked as well, and he said that he's going to start teabagging, because up until that point he had a very strong stance against what he called grifting. But, you know, like, if everyone does it, like, you can't be the retard that does it, right? Like, if everyone around you, literally every single other person on the planet does it, it's like, okay, maybe your principles have to be reviewed. I don't make fun of that, because I have a Patreon as well, okay? But here's the interesting part. In the beginning, Patreon was considered like a utility. It was considered like the postal service, if you will, right? Like, the postal service doesn't open people's emails, doesn't do any checking, like, it just provides a service. It takes the money from one person and hands it to another. That's it. Well, all of that changes when Patreon comes out and looks at Lauren Southern and says that, no, like, what she did is wrong, because if I remember, like, she tried to stop a refugee boat. And she says that's manifest observable behavior. Like, they even created this word. And because, like, she went in real life and she did something that's bad, they are going to shut down her Patreon account. Now, again, from my understanding, like, it wasn't illegal. Like, she wasn't arrested or convicted or anything like that. It's just like Patreon decided that they don't like the optics of it and they don't want to be associated with that. It's important to mention that at the time, people didn't even think like that. It's like blaming the gas station for giving gas to the bank robber. It's like the gas station has no fault. Like, the gas station is serving everyone. They don't make political judgments. They don't care, right? Like, if you go there and you want to buy gas, they will give you gas. And so that's how people used to think back then. But Patreon is coming out and saying, no, like, the gas station, if they're giving gas to someone that does manifest observable behavior, they're in the wrong. They're in the cahoots. And so people begrudgingly accepted that. Wasn't that much complaint. And then for a couple of years, nothing happened. Until one day, Sargon-ing gets banned. Now, at the time, Sargon-ing was a massive person in the political commentary sphere. Simply because there weren't that many political commentators that were independent at the time. Right? So, like, he was genuinely one of the largest. And when he got banned, it upset a lot of people because he didn't do any manifest observable behavior. In fact, the video that got him in trouble, which was a shitpost, wasn't even posted on Patreon. And he came up and he said, well, hold on a little bit, right? Like, you're policing me for offsite behavior. Like, I've never broken any of your TOS. I've never done anything to deserve this. And many people agreed with him. So many that other content creators were upset because they lost a lot of money. Like, many people flat out shut it down their Patreon account. And someone who would donate to Sargon and would also donate to iDubbbz. Well, now iDubbbz would notice that his money is going down due to Sargon saying the N-word. Okay, so that happened. A lot of people migrated to other platforms. A lot of people went to Subscribestar. And what people don't know is that there was another event that happened right after the Sargon one. Many people didn't really care because it was about porn, right? Like, if it's if you basically want to push a legislation that's insanely unpopular, you start with pornography and you get your foot in the door. No one is going to defend porn, right? It's a low-hanging fruit, and then you can barge right in after you placed your foot in the door. And so many artists that were drawing niche fetishes, right? Like, we're not talking about only fangirls, we're not talking about real people. We're simply talking about, like, a person that has a crayon and likes to doodle, right? Like, drawings on a fucking piece of paper. And they were into niche stuff, like, for example, hypnosis. Like, you have a succubus that hypnotizes someone, and all of a sudden that person is willing to do whatever the evil succubus likes. or stuff that has to do with my stepmom, my stepbro, like shit like that. Okay, just trivial petty shit. But there were like people that had their entire business set on Patreon by drawing, like artists, right? And they were making a significant amount. And so all of a sudden Patreon says, yeah, you're not going to draw that anymore. And this baffles people. It's like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, that wasn't what we agreed on. Like, when I signed on the website 3 years ago, I thought that I can actually run a business. If I knew that you are going to say this, I would have never started to begin with. And they're like, no, we don't care. Right? Like, if you draw hypnosis, if you draw any of these stuffs that we don't like, you're gonna get banned. But more than that, they would even say that even if you draw it off-site, like even if you draw it and you post it on your Discord, even if you draw it and you show it to your mother, if we know, we are going to ban you. And so there were many popular artists that actually had a Patreon liaison attached to them in order to make sure that they only draw what's acceptable. This actually ruined a lot of the creativity on the internet in many fandoms. Like, again, this is niche topic. A lot of you probably don't know. But the reason it literally happened is because Patreon basically created a standard on what is and isn't allowed to draw. And so you now have like the same way like YouTube thumbnails, you know, where you have like the soy face and the text next to it. It's kind of like standardized because that's what works. Many artists started creating their art based to Patreon standards, and you have like all of this slop that's uniform to the point where when the AI comes out and people actually ask the AI to draw whatever they want, the AI becomes insanely popular and the artists start to grumble because like people were genuinely like making the art that they wanted and Patreon wasn't allowing. And so like this destabilized the market somewhat. But the whole idea, the whole principle is that Patreon now was in charge of many fandoms, of many communities. Like they get to decide what is and isn't allowed on a community. And many artists complied, right? Until recently. Now what happens recently is that a lot of artists that were complying with all of the requests got banned anyway. And they got banned without any warning. They got banned without any notice. Obviously, they're devastated. A lot of the issue that has happened here is that many independent game developers, such as myself, when we want to start an indie project, like when we want to create something new that doesn't exist on the market, we want to hire an artist. Like, we want to hire someone that's talented. And like, Patreon would let us know. It's like, okay, this guy is really talented. This guy could use some work. But now, like, again, it's making it difficult not just to find various fandoms with art that you like, but it's going to be even more difficult to find indie games. Because, like, again, if you're an indie game developer, you can't recruit anyone if you don't know how good they are. Or if they're popular or not, right? Because, like, myself, like, I would like to hire a popular artist to also promote my game. And so, like, this decision is going to favor the AAA industry. It's going to favor the established brands, which are already suffering because they can't sell their product. It's going to favor the AI industry, which, you know, doesn't like artists competing with it. Or if they do, they want to just take their work in order to train the models. And so it's actually a big thing, right? It's a really big thing because most people, again, don't care about it because it's niche fandoms. But the reason it's happening is because of Visa and MasterCard, right? Like, the whole thing is Visa and MasterCard now purging the internet of stuff that they don't like. And as we saw, it happened to Steam, it happened to itch.io. There is like this huge push of corporatizing the internet, like sanitizing the internet, if you will. And a lot of individual people that are either small businesses or medium-sized businesses are suffering. And the only people profiting are the big businesses. Like, for instance, here you have an artist, and he's basically saying that back in the day, you know, he used to draw stuff. And Patreon told him, it's like, okay, you're not allowed to draw this type of character because the breasts are too small. And even though you claim that the character is of age, the character looks underage to us. It looks like 16. So please stop drawing that. And the artist complied, right? And recently they claimed that they found like some art from back in the day, you know, before the warning, like from years ago. And it's like, yes, this art is associated with you. You have zero tolerance policy ban. And many such cases, right? And people are pointing out, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, there's already this scandal going around, you know, and as you can see, who's partnering with them, right? And this is why people are saying, okay, so like these changes, like who do they actually favor, right? Like who benefits from these changes? Because you're not sanitizing the internet. No, what they're doing is it benefits the corporations, it benefits the ones training AI, because there's less competition for them. Like a lot of the pushback against AI is not on the market, as in, you know, like there's a lot more people preferring to buy from artists than they prefer to buy from AI. No. The pushback against AI is basically people supporting the artist and saying, if you use AI, we're not talking with you. Like, if you make a video game with AI, we're not buying your video game. If you're posting AI on your Discord, you're done. We're not associating with you. If you even share, talk, or discuss about AI, like, we're not friends anymore, right? There is that mentality in a lot of fandoms, and it's, like, affecting businesses that are trying to promote their AI. Like, companies are kind of about using AI simply because they know the mindset. And by punishing the artists, but by cracking down on the artists that are being supported, and again, like a lot of people have, you know, various degrees of affection towards the artists that exist in their community and created a server where a lot of them can hang around. They don't like seeing that artist having his bread taken away from them because like some machine is pumping up slop. I'm not trying to say if they're right or not. I'm just explaining what's happening. Like, this is literally going on in various communities, right? And so by attacking the artists directly, they're helping Google, they're helping ChatGPT, they're helping all of these companies that are making AI in order to stop having all of this boycott and all of this backlash against them. It also normalizes the concept that, you know, the credit card companies and the payment processors can decide at any moment which person gets to be banned and which person gets to exist, right? So they can literally step into the free market and make decisions. So as you can see, like this one, that's fine, right? This one, absolutely not. And what I think is going to happen, I think it's going to become worse, right? I think that Patreon may actually be a company that in the beginning wanted to have a say in what happens in the market. But once it did have a say, like it opened the door, and then you had pressures with Patreon to enforce MasterCard's policies. Why am I saying this? Because the Hypno shit. Like the Hypno shit, there's no way that Patreon came up with it. I don't think so. Like it's so random, and it's so out there that only MasterCard and someone there came up with the idea, yes, like Hypno is bad. Like again, it's one of those fetishes that just doesn't exist in real life. It's not something, you can't do it in real life, right? Like a snake hypnotizing someone, a lamia or a succubus just like going spirally eyes. Like that just doesn't happen, right? It's so niche. And the only ones that freak out about it are the credit cards. And so when I see a payment processor freaking out about that, I'm pretty sure it's because of Visa and MasterCard's TOS. It's a really good benchmark when you think about it, right? And so, yeah, like the idea of debanking gets to be normalized. And more importantly, I do think they're going to come after Subscribe next. Because it's happening systematically. Like in 2025, the whole concept is normalized now, right? Like credit cards are going after Japanese companies. They're going after big industries. They're going after fandoms that are producing hundreds of millions of dollars. And so it's not just something niche anymore. It's not like them testing the waters. Like they already tested the water. They're all in. Like they know it's working. They know it's effective. They know they can get away with it. And so I do believe that they even have like government support on their hand. They have like NGOs and other people backing them. And there's like interest in order to push all of the censorship for the internet and the abolition of privacy. And so it's in their interest to attach artistic talent like drawings with real crimes. Because oftentimes they can also ignore the real crimes, right? And they can still say, well, we're working hard. Like, look how many criminals we debanked. And they're debanking, like, the drawings while the real shit keeps happening. But that's neither here nor there. It's the whole concept of abolishing privacy on the internet. It's the whole concept about censoring the internet and allowing private entities to decide what can happen and what can't. And so, yeah, I do think that they're going to go after Subscribestar next. Now, the good news is I don't only have just bad news, I also have good news. One of the industries, like there's two things that push mankind to better heights, if you will, right? Like, this is a historical thing. There are just two things that, since Greek theater, have managed to push humanity towards new innovations. And those two things are always tits and violence. Okay? Like, if you think about it historically, war is the time in which humans innovate the most. Like, that is the time when you have new inventions. That is the time when you have an explosion in technology. Like, for instance, we discovered fertilizer during World War I through mustard gas. We discovered nuclear energy in World War II, right, through the atomic era. Like all of these things happen in warfare. And the other stuff that happens is pornography, right? Like, the demand for porn is overwhelming compared to the number of people complaining about it. And if you look at the internet, stuff like payment processors, stuff like live streaming, all of these things exist because people wanted to hear the synchronicity in sound from the hand smacking that ass chick, going from the visual to their ear, and to be in sync, right? Because before it would lag. And so a lot of people invested money in order for the technology to exist, to live stream, to have these payment processors and all of that. And so if you fuck with them, you're not fucking like with a couple of artists. You're fucking with millions of people and hundreds of millions of dollars. The demand is still there. And so you're going to have these people like finding ways, alternatives, I don't know, using the darknet, creating alternative banking systems, supporting banking systems that already exist, like for instance Pix and many of the other stuff that's coming from Brazil, that normally may not even get that much support, but will receive overwhelming support because they have made it taboo. They have made it edgy. You know, now it's edgy to talk about all of these artists that are doing shit, something that before would have been considered cringe. And I do believe that in 5 years from now, 6 years from now, you're going to see like an alternative underground industry that deals probably with drugs, probably with weapons, and also anime drawings. It is what it is, but like, what can you do, right? Still, I do think that the future of all of this shit is unfortunately going to be AI. Because AI can be run locally, it can be run privately, and, you know, if it's private, you have power, because other people can't complain about it. If they don't know, they can't complain, right? So that's pretty much what a lot of people are getting their morality now, from real-life experience. Like, it's moral to be private. The unfortunate thing, though, is that it actually does hurt the industry, right? Like, if you want independent game developers, if you want creativity, if you want memes, if you want, like, anything edgy or funny, you're not going to get it. You're going to get cable. That's what the internet is going to become. It's going to become a new version of cable. Again, this is something for our grandchildren to unfuck. Unfortunately, we already had our fun time when we grew up, right? Like, we already had our fun internet growing up. Now we're into the era of the sad internet. And I do think, like, this one is going to last just as much as the fun internet lasted. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in my next video, right? Like, I'm putting a video right now. It's on the screen. Go click it. Click the video. You're going to like it. Take care.